The Viper. The Viper from Shieldon Knives. How crazy is this? And this is a USA designer. And he sent him a design for a fixed blade knife. And guess what they did? They broke it. They broke it. They broke it. Now it's a folding knife. So now it's a folding knife is a broken knife. That's what the old Arkansas knife maker used to tell me. And you know what? This definitely needs some drop assist, doesn't it? Let's see if we can do any. I don't know if I can do anything with it until I get. Well, I'll take it apart first, and then afterwards, of course, it'll be more drop shutty because I'll relieve the pressure on the pivot and all that kind of stuff. It's the Viper. Ceramic bearings, all that kind of thing. Pretty good sized knife. Does it got a recurve? Nah. So, holy crap. Let's see what we got here. Hello, I can see New York City downtown there to the recurve. Yeah. So there you go. It's always so easy to sharpen them too when they got a recurve. But it makes it more efficient for pull cuts and other kinds of things like that. So, and it makes it more Viper-ish, doesn't it? And who is this guy? Who is Eric Garza? Okay, Eric Garza, a U.S. Christian knife maker. Well, that's a good thing, you know. And he's not an atheist or something. I didn't make him a lousy knife maker, right? Enjoys food. I don't. I hate food. I really do. I hate beer too. And yeah, so he enjoys food, and he's U.S. and he's Christian, so that's why it's a badass knife. Oh, by the way. So Steven over at Shieldon, he gave me a link. Amazon, you know, Amazon. You want to buy Amazon, and he gave me a 20% discount code. 20% off. That makes this only, what, $7 now? It's only $7. And it's for age range, they recommend adult. There's not many of those left in the country. Tangerine color scales, alloy steel, 116 grams. What? And here's your pause and read. 154 cm T8 screws. What's going on? It's crazy. And by the way, if you want to just read, you know, stuff, if you're literate, that's becoming more difficult to get literate people. But if you're literate, then you can read this shit too. 8.5 inches overall length, 3.5 inch blade. What? Nested liner. Did you know that? It's a crucible. It's developed by a crucible. That steel is there. And here's more information. Named the Viper. Designed by Eric Garza, custom knife maker, collector, also a Christian. Wow, that's interesting that the Chinese company would really want to accentuate that, but that's cool. I'm not trying to start a fight, okay? I'm just saying. Yeah, well, there's Christians in China, isn't there? Yeah, there's been missionaries in China since, what, the 1600s or that kind of thing? I remember seeing this story about this monk that came from, that was Japan, maybe. I can't remember. Maybe it was Japan. That went to Portugal. There's a big long story about that. But way back, hundreds of years ago. Okay. Viper. I think he was Chinese. Oh, whatever. Okay, so it's the Viper. God dang. Now you got me going on this. What do you think? This is kind of interesting, isn't it? It's orange. Have you... does that, that pretty much stands out, doesn't it? The Shieldon Shield and deep carry pocket clip. Boy, that thing is machined in there. Tapered screws, rock and roll, and nope. If you're a Christian, how come you don't like left-handed people? Come on, tell me that. Okay, so we're just gonna keep going back to this theme. But you know, it does have a nice flow. Flow here, flow there. Yeah, especially being a budget knife, you could make it left-hand capable. Except, you know, you'd want to either machine a little place, put a plate on there like some people do on theirs, you know, and or just sit the clip on top of the scale and just have an extra screw on this side, and then you could flip back and forth. Not like you'd have to reinvent the clip, because the clip could go either way, I'm sure. And the clip is nice. I mean, I don't mind this. It's springy enough. You had a little hold on, and that looks good. Fit and finish seems all right, at least from what I can, feel on the blade, the scales, nested liners, as they said in the description. There's your standoffs, okay? So, yeah, how big is this dog? Where'd I throw my damn PM to? I don't know, I probably threw it, God only knows where. And, my Mordax, is hanging around. Let's get the Mordax out here. That's a full-size Knife. Yeah, it's there with that all day long, isn't it? Wow. I'm kind of surprised. Hold on, let me get where's my scale? I mean, where's my measuring tape? Because, come on, get it. Oh, it is only 3.5, but down here, closer to 3 3/4 near that bolster, 3 1/4 inch, 3.3 inch cutting length. Not quite 8.5 overall at 21.5 centimeters. So probably about the same actual length as my PM2, wherever that thing went. It's just jumping all over the place. Where do you go, buddy? Wow, that's weird. Okay, never mind. I don't need you now. Let's pull this box open. Here's what you get in a box. Come on. Okay. Out. I think Steven over at Shieldon Knives, he used to be at Kaiser, so he knows all the Kaiser people. He even knows the CH Knives guy, because probably Steven and him were both at Kaiser like back in 2013, 14, stuff like that. So, and this is their paperwork stuff right here. Okay. Yep, they got instruments just like I do. Wow, they invested. And here's your belt pouch, okay, and it's got stretch on the side, right? And then this, whatever you want to do. So it's not a zipper pouch, it's a belt pouch, so you can do that if you want. And they've been doing that, so that's kind of interesting. How fat is it? Not very, is it? 11.9, what? 0.46, 0.47. So really, imagine this is, and I don't know where my damn PM2 went to, but you know what? This is the same thickness as that. And 3mm bloodstock, 2.6. Come on, let's get it in the camera where you can see it. All right, now the big question is, will it cut anything? Oh, well, let's start with the choil. Choil doesn't cut worth a crap. And good thing, because that's probably where you're going to put your finger when you go forward, right? Like this. And you go like that. Yeah, so thank God it doesn't cut. Okay, so we've got a pretty standard factory edge on here. I wouldn't give it any big, plus or minus. It's just pretty standard factory edge. It'll shave paper, all that kind of stuff. It's not scary sharp, but it's about what most of them come at when they come out of the box. And so what do we got here besides a mess? There's something leaking out. And is it still leaking? Okay, whatever. Ergos. It's got a bit of a palm swell here, so really nothing crazy. Yeah, I mean here, climbing in, yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's fine. It probably doesn't completely, I need to be kind of more like here, I guess. But, okay. If you have smaller hands, probably both your first fingers will fit up here, and it does kind of lock you in if you do that. So there's that. And It's fairly early over the detent ball. It's not bad. The flipper tab is pretty muted. I'm going to say detent. Yeah, it shouldn't be any stiffer than this. This is fine. Really no other way to open this knife, though, is there? Yeah, there's no cutaways, and they could have done maybe, I don't know, would that make sense? If they'd have done like an oblong cutaway or something like that up here, because you could have, you could finger flick it. I mean, you still can, because this coating here is kind of a flat, and so it's not real slick. So if you give it a little wrist action, you can do that as well. But it's too bad. Yeah, if it would have had a cutaway, that would have been interesting. I don't know how you feel about that, or does it look better this way? So there she is. It's a good size knife, though. Overall, it's definitely full size. Let's get the weight on it. And I'm sure you saw all the stats there. You could pause and read and get them all back. 4-ounce knife. That's not very much. 116 grams. Okay. And there it is. So it was, I wasn't joking. It was submitted as a fixed blade knife. And they did make it into a folder. So, I mean, I was trying to be lighthearted about it, but, and where's my, what was I saying lockup wise? That's 40 to 50% right there. It's jimped here, and there's a height differential. So is it easy to disengage? Yeah. And by the time this flipper tab hits you in the thumb, it's over the detent ball. Okay. And if you look at the design flow, it goes right into the bolster, comes all the way out. Could we have stuffed another 16th in there? We might have been able to. Maybe could have. I don't know. Does it look disproportional? Nah, it doesn't. It looks okay. So this is just one of those things where, I mean, it's definitely affordable. It's got good blade steel. It's really in the same price range as other knives. I'm thinking of Kaiser Vanguard stuff. They're all 154 cm, or most of them are, and they're getting also in that price range. They're in the $70, $75 price range, right? So there's where she blows right there. So, and this is going to be a 20% discount, so this might be an opportunity to pick this up if you find this attractive. And yeah, it's kind of a wicked tactical looking knife, I think. Of course, named Viper, I think there was some intention there that it be so. And this jimping up here, you can feel it. It's not too aggressive, but it's effective. And let's see. Let's take it apart, see what she's got. Okay. Well, we ain't coming out that way, are we? There's the shield in Shieldon. And steel, because I got magnetic tip here, so obviously that's a steel screw. And so is that one. And these little doggies are probably number 6s. What do you think? I think yes. And I think this was kind of interesting. They did this on the pocket clip. They make it so deep. See, it's almost slightly longer than the scale there. But what they did is, instead of making 3 screws and then having a separate screw for the pass-through, they made the top screw dual purpose, which is what Civivi and Sencut have done on some of their knives too, which I think is smart because there's less screw holes, right? And there you go, see? But that one is probably a longer, oh yeah, it's definitely a longer screw. This is definitely a longer screw than the one I just popped out of there, which is now buried in my mat. So we'll leave it alone, to hell with it. Okay, let's get this off. And here it is. The ever dangerous G10 tangerine scale. I know somebody's going to say, I'd like it in all black, and I don't see that option there, and I don't know if they will be doing that or not. All I know is this is a fairly new release. So, and here she is, and it's skeletonized for sure with ceramic detemp ball and ceramic bearings. And pop, and okay. There's the stop right on here. Okay, and so it rolls around and it hits those, and that's where she rotates. And let me see what this is all about. Well, okay. See that? It's kind of square. And so when it pushes in there, this pivot's not going to turn because that's part of the pivot. So yeah, so that captures the pivot in essence. And this is skeletonized as well. So there's your disassembly. It's a Viper. Yes, it is. Good size knife. This is one of those things. I mean, the price is right, obviously, and there's a discount on it right now and all that. But this is one of those things. You got to look at the. Is this the right size? Is this a design that you're attracted to? And if so, hey, go for it. Take care, my friends. We do love them knives, so you stay sharp.